Well, last we looked, if you remember, we had a problem. Our game wouldn't play, and the screen looked like it was kind of looked like an old TV image. It's static, fuzzy colors of some sort. Um, and it took me a while to figure this out. So I thought I'd share what I found out as a fix. And it actually turns out there's a little bit of an issue with the board. And I'll show you. So here's my board, and now this game is operational. You can see here's what we had to do to make a few corrections to this board. For whatever reason, following the instructions and bridging this jumper here, that didn't work properly. And then we also had to change the jumper here. And the reason I did that is I was looking at this board really closely under bright light and following the circuits, and I noticed that this actual IC, remember, I'm using the 27C801. Let's see if this will focus. Maybe. With 27C801, which is the same as a 27C080 or 080, I noticed that when looking at the pinout between this chip and the suggested chip, the one that doesn't have a UV window, they're the same size, but pin 1 and pin 31 were actually mapped a little differently. I believe that this chip has address 19 on pin 1, and then on the other chip that they recommend doesn't even have 19, it only goes up to 18. But following it around, I just manually made the circuit and completed it. As you can see here, I actually pulled up pin 1 here, and I pulled up pin 31 here, and I took pin 1, and if you can see, I took this wire here, just created my own circuit, a little bodge wire here, going all the way down, and it connects where it says 27C080 here. So pin 1 goes to 27C080. Pin 31 here, you can see it goes up, and it actually connects to pin 1, the PCB pad, not pin 1 on the chip, but the PCB pad pin 1. So you make your connection from 31 to pad 1, and then you're going to notice pad 31 is unoccupied. There's nothing here. So only pin 31 is connected, but pad 31 is not. From there, you're going to see, and again, we're going to ignore the instructions and not bridge the 27C080 chip bridge, even though this chip would match with that. And instead, I actually bridged the 29F040 bridge. And the reason why instructions don't actually say to do that, the reason I actually bridged that here, and I'm sorry if it didn't show up very well, this is bridged because even though this is a 1 megabyte ROM, there's actually only a 512 kilobyte game on this chip, and so for it to map correctly to the actual memory that's being used by it, I bridged this connection here, and so I think that's actually telling it that it's a 512 kilobyte actual chip that's attached instead of the 1 megabyte. So that was my way around actually getting this thing to actually work properly. But it works flawlessly now. I've actually done a second game following the same method on another board. This time I actually used 27C4001, if you can see here. Come on, focus. But anyways, this is a 27C4001 chip, so this is only 512 kilobytes, which is actually adequate. So this is a little bit more efficient for me to use this because I had a few of these and they're a little cheaper than the 1 megabyte ones. But anyway, using the same method as I used on the other board, actually following the instructions exactly, this actually works with this chip as well. So both these games run properly. So to give you an idea, I'm just going to place this in just the back of a Game Gear cartridge shell. Grab my Game Gear. Let's put my Game Gear up here. Put this back in. That to line up. And we're going to turn this on. Now this particular Game Gear I McWill modded, so the screen's a little bit brighter and more clear than on some. And I've got that bright light on it, so let me shut that off for a second. But you can see it's the Mega Man that I was working on, and it runs and works properly now. Yeah. Anyways, with that, you get the idea, and that's actually our fix for the 27C series chips, whether it be the 801 or the 4001 on the revision D Game Gear Repro PCB. So again, I got mine on Mortov Games. They seem like they're out of stock right now, but if you want to pick one up, I got it here. There's my little card. I don't know if this is still the current card, but I've got this card a few times from shopping there. Let's see. But in any case, you know, check those guys out if you want to pick up one of these boards. If you use one of the recommended chips that they have on the guide, even though they reference this chip can be used as well, it just doesn't seem to actually work without doing a few modifications. But if you use the flash chips that they sell, looks like on Mouse, or without the UV window, then it shouldn't have any of those troubles, where you shouldn't have to actually do anything extra with the extra wires that we've added here. So hopefully that helped a few of you guys out there. It's been pretty fun working with these things. I'm very excited to see that we finally have a solution to make some homebrew Game Gear games.